my stance?
Just about a ball up. Everything else is going to stay the same. Hands are going to be maybe just a touch back.
So versus where I normally am kind of about here.
Yeah, that's perfect there.
Okay.
And then
make the same swing?
Nice swing, yeah. Yeah, don't ease off it. Just make a normal swing. So we get a much higher trajectory there.
Much higher. Yeah.
That one's going to be pretty nice, I think. That one's
good for yardage.
Yeah, that one's pretty close there.
Interesting. So talk me through why I would take shaft lean away from that.
So if you start with a lot of shaft lean, you'll try to return it with as much shaft lean or if more. If you start with less, you'll always return it with more shaft lean, but it'll just be less. So what we've done is we've just taken a couple of extra degrees of loft off your dynamic position by your setup.
Gotcha. And that makes a lot of sense. The first two, quite a lot of divot. The last one, granted, yes, I'm hitting from behind the divot, but I basically felt nothing.
Yep, exactly. And you've just controlled that shot kind of perfectly there.
And interestingly enough, it didn't actually go too much different in yardage. And it might be the trajectory with the wind, but regardless, it's not like you lost a ton of yardage.
Yeah, and because it is downwind, it probably carried a touch further. If you had less wind there, I think you would have seen that coming up more like 10 feet past the hole.
Because we've reduced the dynamic loft a couple degrees, half the club kind of thing.
But it's understanding, obviously, slope, one, club being a big part because now it's not going to go as far.
Yes.
And you hit a really good shot, and I think that's perfect. It's on the back part of the green.
The same shot, right?
Yeah, I think most people are kind of coming up short right or in that bunker up there, making a complete mess of it just because of wrong club selection and maybe not the setup quite where they need.
And what are the extremes you see in setup? I mean, we probably see
two square. So I think
2 square.
Yeah, so everything's shoulders are too level.
Gotcha.
So now what's going to happen is you're going to drive the club in early into the ground, and you're going to chunk it.
So a lot of people actually fat these, even though realistically you've got more ball before the ground. You should actually be thinning it.
Yeah.
So just kind of, without going too far, you just level your shoulders with the turf.
You got it.
And don't mess around with your ball position too much.
No, try and keep it in the middle. Let's play it back in your stance because I think that'd be a really fun one to try.
Let's see what it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think most people do.
Okay.
They do this.
So we'll play it back in your stance.
Okay.
And we'll see what the ball does.
Actually kind of thinned it. That's interesting.
Yeah. And it's
goodbye.
Gone.
That's really interesting. So I essentially turned that into like an 8-iron or something because it was way back, way leaned. That's really interesting.
Now, you could probably have done it with the other club.
Yes.
But it's manipulated, and even the flight on it it's not going to stop at all.
It looked pretty bad, actually.
Yeah. No, you did thin it like a little bit, but that ball position is always good. And you'll notice when the viewers look back at the camera, because you're a good player, instinctively you actually opened up your body line. If you didn't open up your body line, that would have shot off.
So you'd expect to hit a thin, low push.
Yes.
Or you get the leading edge in behind and hit a chunk.
Yeah. Because you're a good player and you understand, your subconscious just made that adjustment without you even thinking about it.
Interesting. This is really cool. So we're going to do downhill and sidehill next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.